Hello, I'm Hazy and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you 10 mods that I personally think are useful if you want to make a machinima or a cinematic intro or just to enhance your Sims video in general. I decided to make this video because just another girl requested for a cinematic intro tutorial, and I thought why not share all the things that you can do in conjunction with the cinematic camera. And this video is kind of long, please bear with me, but do not worry, I've included timestamps in my description box, so feel free to check that out and skip to the portion that interested you. And also, fair warning before I begin this video, as always with all mods, download at your own risk and caution, and because the Sims 4 always have new updates, make sure that your mods are updated as well and delete them if they are broken or have gone obsolete. And I built a base game house and also base game Sims, although I just realized that the younger sisters has from get together, but I will change that as soon as I can. I truly did not realize while making this video, but she will have a different hair on the gallery. But yeah, I just want to take this opportunity to introduce this family for a bit because we're gonna see them and this house for the entire duration of this video. So yeah, so without further ado, let's get into the video. Alright, in order to make a machinima or cinematic intro, first of all you would have to know how to play with the cinematic camera so that you can get something like this. It is fairly simple. To start off, you can get into camera mode by pressing tab and then use WASD or arrow keys to move around. I personally use WASD, and that's because the E and Q keys are right beside them, and you can use the E key to rise up and Q to lower down. To look around, you don't have to press anything, just use your mouse and explore with it. To zoom in and out, I usually just scroll my mouse, but plus and minus keys would do the trick as well. You can also increase the speed by pressing Shift and WASD or arrow keys simultaneously. As you can see here, I'm speeding while looking around with my mouse and zooming in and out. In comparison, this is without pressing the Shift key, and it is pretty slow, but you can have better control with slower speed in my opinion, but use whichever you are comfortable with. So now that we know how to control our camera, we can now position our camera. So positioning the camera is handy not only for intros or videos but also pictures. For example, I want to take a picture of this house as my thumbnail, but I don't want to reposition this cam over and over again. So what you can do is we can lock this position in place. Just press Ctrl and 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 or 9. Make sure to press them both simultaneously. Now let's try it out. Let's go wherever. So the number that I've chosen for this is actually 9, so I am going to press 9. And voila! Prior to this, I've done the same to number 8, so let's press number 8. And now let's press number 9. Remember to only press the number, not Ctrl, otherwise it would overwrite your position and you would have to do it all over again. Also, you can have up to 5 camera positions in one go. Some people can have 6, they use number 0, but my 0 key is for play and pause, so I don't know. But test it out yourself, who knows, maybe it will work on your side. But if you want to have long connected scenes, you can record them all in parts and edit them in your video editor. At least that's how I usually do it. But always make sure that you are really satisfied with your recorded scenes, because once you've overwritten the numbers, there's no turning back. But if you didn't overwrite them, most of the time your locked position will remain in place. And this is handy because as you can see here, the fall is kind of harsh, and what if I want to re-record it or make it slower or smoother? If that tickles your fancy, we can do that, but that involves messing with the game files a bit. If you're not confident, you can always skip this step, but if you're willing to try, go to the directory as written down below and make sure to back up your file first in case you mess it up. Yeah, always make sure that you have backups so that you can put it back if something goes wrong. So yeah, always copy it somewhere, for example desktop or your hard drive, before you proceed. And then we are going to open it. Here I'm opening it with Notepad and find default interpolator parameters. So we are going to change that, and if you notice we have the default one and also camera 5 and 6. If you didn't change the settings for camera 5 and 6, those two cameras would be unaffected. Only camera 7, 8 and 9 would be changed. So if you want everything to be cohesive, make sure to change those as well. So now let's change default interpolator time to 10.0. The higher number it is, the slower the speed will be, so play around to see which suits you best. Don't worry, I'm going to show you examples. So I'm going to use linear and 10.0 for this example. Save file, close and open your game. As you can see, linear carries the same speed throughout, and 10.0 is very slow and it is perfect for slow-mo or montage. Now let's try some other settings. I'm changing it to 5.0, which is gonna be faster than the previous one, and also easy out. So easy out is gonna ease out slowly. It starts normally but ends slowly. I like this for the final shot of a house or something. Okay, next we have easy in, and I'm gonna make it 7.0. This starts out slow, easing it slowly and ends normally. This is, in my opinion, great for first shot. And lastly, we have easy in out, and I'm gonna make the default speed 2.0, which is fairly fast compared to the others, but it's okay, we are going to look at it anyway. This one starts slow and ends slow, and it is suitable for a single long shot. So for easy viewing, I've compiled everything to run on the same speed but on different settings. You can watch it right after this, and maybe it will help you decide which settings you like best. Alright, now it's time to talk about mods. Before we proceed though, make sure that your custom contents and mods are enabled and script mods are allowed, because we are going to use both mods and script mods in this video. So now the first mod. One of the things that I wish was included in the game was the ability to use camera tab in build mode, because sometimes you build in managed world, for example, and you would like to take a clean screenshot, but unfortunately you can't, and you don't want to make a new household just for the sake of that, because I am lazy. And yeah, and as you can see, if I clicked on build mode and press tab, nothing happens. But thankfully there's a solution for that, or rather a mod. And so here it is, our first mod. It is the TwistedMexi's build mod FreeCam. This is a package file, so all you need to do is copy or move the file into your mod folder and you're ready to go. Okay, time to test it out. Let's go into build mode and press tab. What do you know, it's working, and you can do your cinematic intro while in build mode. The only problem I have with working in build mode is these white lines surrounding the build. I'm not sure if there's a mod for that, so if you know how I can get rid of them, please tell me in the comments down below. I would greatly appreciate that. Aside from that though, this is an incredibly helpful mod to have, and I would highly recommend it. Moving on to number 2, we have again a mod by TwistedMexi, and it is the No Weather BuildBuy. Now I am aware that we can just toggle off seasons and weather via game options, but what if you just want to build in peace and play in peace, like you don't want to remove all weathers permanently, you just don't want them in build mode? Well, now you can, and as you can see, it's raining heavily out here, but with this mod, it no longer rains in build mode, and it's handy because if you want to make modifications to the house or something, and sometimes you can't see with all the snow and stuff, this mod will help eliminate that for you, and your season gameplay will still be intact. Next, we have the Underworlds and Daybreak mod, again by TwistedMexi. This person seriously makes a lot of great mods. Go to his patron today to become his patron if you would like to show support. But yes, Underworlds makes any world of your choice eternally night, whereas Daybreak makes any world constantly daylight. You know, I have this problem where I often forgot to change the time of the day while building, so sometimes in my video it will have the morning settings, sometimes it will have afternoon or evening. But what if I just want sunny lighting all day long? Well, now you can. But first, let's try the Underworlds mod. Because my house is in Willow Creek and I only want this mod to appear there, I'm going to just put the mod for Willow Creek. If you want this to affect the entire game, you can put the whole folder in. Alright, here we go. It is eternally night now when it's supposed to be summer with thunderstorms and warm weather, and it is still quite early in the morning. And if we went into build mode and changed it to afternoon, evening, night, morning, it essentially is the same thing. It will always be nighttime. So next, let's check out Daybreak. Before that though, fair warning, because we have two types of mods here that essentially do the same thing, you can't put them both at the same time. You can, however, put the entire folder, for example, the entire Underworlds folder into your mod folder, but you can't put Underworlds and Daybreak both at the same time. So make sure to remove either one and only place either Underworlds or Daybreak one at a time. So now I'm going to test the Daybreak mod, so let's jump into the game. Same thing here, it's no longer nighttime, and if you change it to afternoon, it wouldn't be affected, but as you can see, it is not as bright and sunny as I would like it to be, and that's because I believe it's because it's currently raining. I guess this mod will affect whatever weather it currently was experiencing, so because of that, I like to use it in Manage World. So let's go to Manage World and click Build. Okay, so at this part of the world, it is bright and sunny the way it is intended to be, and if you change the settings, it wouldn't budge. If you have the same problems as me, this mod will be incredibly helpful for you. Next, we have venue changes by Zerbu. This mod makes any unlivable lots or builds livable, for example the Vaughan Haunted Estate. As you can see, we can edit this build, but we can't change the lot type. Why do I want to do that? That's because if I were to shoot a machinima here, I would want to have absolute control. If this lot is public, everyone would flock here and mess up with my plans. But if we make it residential, we won't have to worry about other sims coming in or things not working in your favor, because some things aren't accessible if the lot isn't residential. So there are a few lots that are like that, and this venue changes mod gives you control. And as you can see here, after I put the mod in, I can change the lot type to whatever I want. So we have one extra lot now that we can use to our HOTS content and not be restricted to just this haunted estate. I mean, it's a beautiful build, but don't you wish you could live in this gorgeous lot with that maze and that waterfall as your backyard? But yeah, now let's try moving in a household. I'm just gonna randomize a sim. And of course, we would have insufficient funds, so let's cheat our way in. Alright, we are in, and this house is now all mine. number 5 is a camera mod by Buckley, and it promises no drift, lower level, less bounce and tap mode. Actually, the one that I used most often is tap mode, but you can try the normal mode as well. But I believe Buckley's version is outdated. I found an updated one by Szielin, I think is how you pronounce it, and yeah, I will leave that version in my description box. Tap mode version though, from my observation, is still fine, and I will show you that in just a sec. As always, all package and script files go into your mod folder. Here you can see a comparison with no camp mode and with camp mode. Sims 4 camera wouldn't allow you to reach lower levels, unlike Buckley's camp mode. It just sits on the ground, which can be an advantage, can be a disadvantage, but Buckley's camera allows you more control and more scenes possibilities. Honestly, it's a mod that I've had in my mod folder for so long that I do feel somewhat restricted when I took it out, so I just have to include it in this video. Next, we have the lighting mode. So one problem that people generally have with the Sims 4 lighting is that it's too blue, but there's a few ways that you can do to rectify it. I used to use lighting modes by Lumia Sims that you can just place in your mod folder, but I believe those are no longer working, so now I have other alternatives. But unfortunately, installing these are a bit more complicated than installing your regular mods. But yeah, first we are going to download these lightings. So two that I personally like are this No Blu World by Wrixles. Sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. I am always pronouncing names wrong. And another one is this Heatwave lighting by Blanksim. So as you can see, they've given a clear instruction on how to install them, but I'm just going to demonstrate it for you because I'm installing them anyway. But of course, do this at your own risk. If you're afraid that this will break your game, I would advise you against this. If you don't mind and are willing to try, this is something that I've tried and seemed to work well on my computer. So first and foremost, back up your entire The Sims 4 folder. It is very important in case you lose some very important files or you want to revert to the original settings. So please make sure to do that. Next, we are going to extract the lighting mod file. Alright then, what you're going to do now is open both the lighting mods folder and your The Sims 4 folder, the one that's located in your program files, not the one that you've just backed up. And we are going to copy the contents of that lighting mods folder to your The Sims 4 folder. It is vital that you make sure you're not copying it the other way, otherwise you would overwrite the lighting mods and not the Sims 4 files. So copy the exact same files, make sure that everything is from the same folder, and once you are certain, replace them all. If you just want to test out these lighting modes and see how it fares in your game, you can stop right here and play your game. These data files will only affect your base game world and not the other worlds from other packs. But if you want to have it for your entire game, you can proceed and copy all the delta files from this lighting mod folder to the Sims 4 folder. So both Heatwave and No Blu World require this kind of installation, and again, don't put those two at the same time. It's not meant to be paired together, and I will show you right after this how to revert it back to its original settings so that you can try other lightings. But for now, I will show you a comparison of these two lightings, the Heatwave and the No Blu World lightings, and also a world without lighting in The Sims 4. Okay, now to revert it back, open your backup The Sims 4 folder. This is mine, I saved it in my external hard disk just in case. Replace everything similar to how you did before, or you can just replace the entire data folder, delta folder, and so on and so forth. And now my game is back to normal. Now for number 7, we are going to explore Reshade. You can use this with the lighting mod or without the lighting mod. I personally have never tried it with the lighting mod, and even here I didn't have any lighting mods installed because usually Reshape preset creators create these presets with default settings in mind. So as to preserve the intended look, I will show you the presets as it is. And personally, I really like Reshade. It is easier to work with, easier to turn on, easier to turn off, but there's a small disadvantage which I will get into maybe later, but let's check out how to install it first. So I wouldn't show you a step-by-step on how to install Reshade in this video because I already have them in my game, and I believe Reshade deserves its own video on installation and presets and all that. So I'm linking an extensive tutorial on all about Reshade right here. This is a blog post by Katverse and it's extremely helpful. In fact, I referred to this tutorial when I first installed Reshade on my computer. But if you want me to make a separate video on this, let me know. But yeah, Reshade is not for everyone, and I'm not talking about the lightings and such, but more that you need to have a high-powered computer in order for it to work properly. It can get pretty laggy if your computer is, for example, low in memory, and if you feel like that's gonna be a problem, then lighting mods such as the ones that I've previously showed you would be your best bet. But for now, let's get into the wonderful world of Reshade. So once you've installed everything correctly and have all your presets in place, you can open Reshade by pressing the home button. Click the arrow right here, and as you can see, these are all the presets that I currently have in my game. Press escape or home to exit. So I'm just going to show you all the presets that I have. These are suitable for gameplay or screenshots. Please enjoy the video.
You have to have dark in order to have light. If you have light on light, you have nothing. If you have dark on dark, you basically have nothing. There we are. You know, it's like in life. It's got to have a little sadness once in a while so you know when the good times come. I'm waiting on the good times now.
So now I'm going to show you how to take screenshots with Reshade. So for pictures or photo shoot, there are some presets that are totally different. For example, this Patchouli Rose preset by Intramoon, they have different settings. You can check them out on their Tumblr, but you can choose if you want it to be black and white or less rosy or stuff like that. And the background is also slightly blurred, which adds a really nice cinematic effect to videos and particularly pictures. And of course you can do that yourself in Photoshop or any editing software, but now you don't have to. You can just take a screenshot and go. Okay, now time to take a picture. One thing you must remember is that pressing C for screenshots wouldn't work because Reshade is not an in-game feature. If you press C, you would only get pictures without the Reshade overlay. So to have screenshots with your preset, you must use your computer's print screen button. C won't work with Reshade, just print screen. Also, all your screenshots by default are in the Sims 4 bin folder, the same place where you put in all your Reshade presets. Okay, so the next one is a must-have if you like to take sim pictures or would like to try animated poses in your Machinima. But first, let's download them. We are going to download the pose player and the teleport hazysimmer mod. And again, because these are packaged as script files, you would have to place them in your mod folder. Now that you have a pose player, you would need poses, and there are a lot of poses out there. I have several favorite pose creators, but for easy searching, you can use the tags on Tumblr or Pinterest to search for them. For example, this page right here is a tag on Tumblr that I always frequent on Love for Sims 4. Sometimes I would go here to check on new poses to try out. Sometimes I would just go to the creators sites. But yeah, I'm not gonna use this pose in this video. I'm just showing you this as an example because I'm gonna take pictures of the 3 sisters and this is not a suitable pose for that. But yeah, this is how you download it. And here's my pose directory. I have a lot of them, as you can see. I'm just gonna paste them all into my mod folder. Alright, so first go into build mode and buy the teleport any sim statue. The name is sim teleported destination and place it wherever you want. Some group poses require you to overlap the statues together. Some needs to be placed side by side. It really depends on the creator and the pose, but for this particular pose that I'm using, they all need to be overlapped, so I'm doing just that. Next, go into live mode and click on it. You can now teleport or summon your sim. So let's teleport Amy. And then you can give her her pose by clicking pose by pack. You can click on pose by name as well if you know the name. Sometimes the creator would include it in their pose, but pose by pack is easier because you don't have to remember or keep track of the names, plus you have all the pictures right there, so it's easier to use. Anyway, I'm gonna do this for all of them. Alright, so to activate the pose, press play and quickly pause so that you wouldn't waste any Sims time. This looks really nice, it's just that we have that little plum board ruining our shot right here. So what I'm gonna do is open the cheat box and type in headline effects off. Alright, we can now position our camera according to the method that I've showed you in the beginning of this video. And also you can lock the camera in place so that you can always return to that position if you somehow needed to. For example, I'm going to take several pictures with different Reshape presets, so this feature is really handy for me. So let's press home, choose a preset and press escape to exit. So that's that, and I'm not finished talking about pose player yet, but I'm going to show you another way of taking pictures. This is not a mod, this is a third-party app just like Reshade, but it's a really useful app to have to take really high quality pictures for your thumbnail or videos. or anything that you need pictures for. To be honest, I'm not sure if I should include this here or make a separate video, but I feel like if you were to make a YouTube video, thumbnail is very important, and this is a pretty nifty app to have. So what this does is that it expands the resolution of your game so that you can take bigger pictures and not your usual standard size, and because the resolutions are bigger, the pictures would be sharper and less pixelated. I would recommend watching this video on SRWE if you want to learn more. In fact, this is the video that introduced me to SRWE, so definitely check it out if you're interested. Anyway, yeah, we are gonna click on it, find the link, and download it. First, before anything else, SRWE wouldn't work on full screen apps, so change your display type. I found that windowed full screen works, windowed also works. I usually use windowed, so that's what I'm gonna use here. Okay, and we are gonna extract this SRWE file, click on it, and I'm going to talk about one issue that I had with this app. So in order to make this work, you need to click on select running application, but I found that it always wouldn't show that The Sims 4 is running for me, even though The Sims 4 clearly is running in the background here, as you can see. Sometimes it pops out though, and this is how it looks like. So what you're supposed to do is click on that The Sims 4 app and click open, and then the SRWE app will connect to your Sims 4 game. But because it rarely appears on my select running application, I didn't use it all that often. Recently though, I found out that if I click on auto attach to last known process, it will attach itself to The Sims 4 even though it couldn't detect the app. So here I am clicking The Sims 4 and also auto attach to last known process. Now you can use SRWE wherever without worrying about the app not recognizing your game. So maybe this is something that you already know, but this is not something that I have known. So if you didn't know that, now you know. Okay, so now we are going to expand our game resolution, but first we need to close Reshade. As I said before, Reshade is not an in-game feature, so you can't use it in conjunction with SRWE. This is where the lighting mods come in handy, but it's really up to you, your preference. So I'm changing it back to default, and first it is important to determine your position because taking pictures with SRWE is tricky. I will show you in a sec, but yeah, for now I decided that I want to take this picture and this one. Alright, so I'm gonna amp up the resolution. Now we are gonna double it. Let's press number 6. As you can see, the display is humongous and a lot of things are cut off because my screen can't handle it, but it's okay because you've locked it in place and your pictures are gonna turn out fine. I promise it wouldn't look cut off like this. So press C for capture, and then let's go to the other one, press 5 and then C to capture. Okay, to revert it back, just click Fix Full Screen and your display will return back to normal. Now I'm going to show you how they look like in Photoshop and how they compare to pictures taken without SRWE. Here we have a normal picture. As you can see, jagged lines, pixelated because I don't have a high graphic card, rough around the edges. Here's the one taken with SRWE with double resolution, and you can see that it's a lot smoother and not as pixelated. Even if I resize the picture and put it side by side with the normal one, you can see that the lines around the hair are less jagged, the eyes and lips retain their shapes, and here the eyeliner is more pigmented and other marvelous things as well. This house picture is also the same. You can see the sisters quite clearly here, while in the normal one they are pixelated, to put it simply, as you can see. And this is definitely even better with HQ mod, and it is a good substitute for the HQ mod because, you know, unfortunately not all mods are HQ, and I'm not going to talk about HQ mod here. This video is too long as it is. Maybe I will make a separate video for that as well, but as I was saying, with SRWE, it does look even better with the HQ mod, and even if you don't have the HQ mod, it looks fine as well. For example, here is a sim of mine taken in COS with normal settings, no HQ, just normal. And this is taken with SRWE, taken with 5000 x 5000 resolution. A lot smoother, right? And this is taken without SRWE but with HQ mod. As you can see, the edges are still rough, but it's a lot more detailed than the non-HQ mod one. I mean, just look at the definition around the lips and eyes. And here's the one with HQ mod and SRWE. So if you want to take your pictures to the next level, HQ mod plus SRWE is definitely your best bet. But as I said, not all mods are HQ, and because of that, even if you only use SRWE, it's great as well. For example, here is my sim picture without the HQ mod. Still looking crazy good and detailed if you asked me. If you're interested in the HQ mod, I would link a tutorial down below, or if you would like me to make a video on it, I can definitely do that as well. So last one, can you believe it? We've finally reached the last mod. So last mod goes to Katverse Photo Studio, and for this particular photo studio you would of course need to download Katverse Photo Studio Build and these 3 CCs, the backdrop mesh, the backdrop recolor, and the teleport anysim mod, which we have downloaded earlier. So let's do just that. As always, all package and script files go into the mod folder. Tray files, however, go into the tray folder, so move all Katverse build files into your tray folder. I already have them in my game though, so I'm just gonna replace them all. Alternatively, if you don't want to download from third-party links, you can always download the build from the gallery. But of course, you must have the CCs in your mod folder first, so download those, put them into your mod folder, and then open your game and find the build on the gallery. So we are going to download it. Click EA account ID and enter the name Katverse. So here is her beautiful gallery. You can check it out if you want. She makes beautiful sims, but our goal here is the photo studio. So click on her profile, view catalog. Don't forget to click on include custom contents or else it won't show up. And search for photo studio or just photo. I just typed in photo because lazy. But yeah, you can save it to your library for future easy access, or you can just place it now in your world. I'm just gonna replace my house right now because I'm not gonna save my game's progress anyway, but it'd be better if you put down this build on another lot. And here it is. Let's look inside. And here is our green screen photo studio. As you can see, Katverse has already supplied the place with everything, the lighting, the sim teleporter, the green screen, so all you need to do is teleport your sim here and pose, or add more sim teleporters if you have more sims, obviously, which is what I'm doing right now. And here we have it. You can edit this photo however you like it, and if you use SRWE, you can have high quality pictures for full body shots. You can also change the color of the backdrop. This one has 100 swatches, so depending on your preferences, you can change it to any color. I personally like to work with white background, so this one is my preferred background. But yes, this is an amazing photo studio. Another way that you can work with the photo studio is by making a green screen video. You can either just have your sims act out interactions here, or you can download animated poses. For example, here I have a ballet dance pose, and let's see how it goes. There's a lot of possibilities that you can do with this green screen and pose player and everything really, which is why I thought I must include them all in my video. But when you have so many mods in your game, you must be a tad worried, which is why I'm including one last mod as a bonus. Plus, you've watched this far, you deserve it. And also, I'm not sure if SRWE counts as a mod, and lighting mods and Reshade are technically the same thing, but okay, so bonus mod from me. So yeah, the last bonus mod is Better Exceptions by TwistedMexi. So this mod is going to tell you whether your mods are fine, or do they clash with each other, or they pose a problem or a hindrance to the performance of your game. So let's try putting it in and see if any of these mods clashed with each other. Sometimes you would have to update, so no worries, just update now and close once it's completed. As you can see, nothing happens, which is a good thing. It means that your game is running smoothly, nothing that provokes patch exceptions to give us a warning. But what if one of the mods are causing problems to your game? How can you tell? Alright, so let's try including it with the entirety of my mod folder. Oops, I see there's some issues with your tuning mods. Please sit tight while I find which files are the problems. So now we wait. Oops, an error has occurred. If you continue playing, the game may behave unpredictably. Possible cause is the Kawaii Stasis More Traits mod. So now that you know the cause of your problems, you can just update the mod or delete it from your mod folder. You can also view the full report, so let's do just that. I'm opening it via Google Chrome by the way, but you can use any web browser I believe. But yeah, here it is. I have multiple outdated or broken tuning mods. Delete them or see if the author has an updated version. And the possible cause is KS More Traits Volume 2. Invalid tuning mods are Kawaii Stasis More Traits and Slice of Life mod, which is solely my fault because I haven't updated them yet. Aside from that though, everything else seems to be working fine. But yeah, if you want your mods to be working harmoniously together, make sure you update all of your mods. And this Kawaii Stasis Slice of Life mod, by the way, is a favorite of mine. It's so good and offers so much depth to your game. Like, look at her, she's flirty, so she's splashing all over. She's just so cute. Anyway, that's all I guess for this video. This video is a beast to edit though, can you believe that? But I'm so happy that I managed to put this out. And last words from me, I hope you find this video helpful. You don't have to use all the mods that I featured in this video. You can use them all if you're interested, of course. Play the game however you want it. What matters most is that you enjoy your game, and I will see you in the next video. So until then, bye bye.